Hi and welcome to That British Homestead. Today I'm going to be making some more space for beans. Let's get started. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Okay, so when I started this little project, I thought to myself, oh, I'm totally going to go down the allotment and it's all sorted and all I have to do is plant these beans. And I come here and I forgot that it is overrun with weeds, sorry. So what I'm doing here is just clearing out the tarped area. I just threw a tarp over this so that it was really wild, just to get rid of the weeds, and obviously some of them have grown back through, so I'm just going to go through and remove them the best that I can here. And some of them are stingers, some of them are really deep in, so I'm cutting them off with my sucateurs and removing them, and they're basically going to be burnt. And the ashes can be spread across for a bit of fertiliser. So that's what I'm going to do. Additionally, as you probably, well, some of you might remember, there is a greenhouse on my second allotment that has been absolutely smashed with the last wind. I think it was Uranus or something, the last storm, and basically it has to be removed. So what I'm going to be doing is clearing a little bit of path for it. Some of these plants are incredibly deep into the soil, but because of the drought, we're on a massive heat wave, to the point where I can't remember the last time it rained. It did rain today, but this is about a week ago. So they're incredibly dry, so really easy to remove. Some of them I'm just going to be crumbling and leaving the leaves for like a mulch, but I'm just going to be removing anything that I need to. There's also a ton of bricks here that are just buried into the ground. They were supporting the greenhouse because the greenhouses here can't have concrete bases or any sort of foundation, so they actually use bricks, and that's the main reason why this greenhouse is so badly damaged, because of the foundation being so poor. So like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and move this greenhouse onto the other side of the allotment because I want to be planting my beans here. As you can see, there are tons and tons of weeds here that need to be removed, that are holding the greenhouse in place. So I'm just going to be using my sucateurs and my glove just to pull them all out, so that they aren't actually supporting the greenhouse and I can move it more freely. Once it's done, it's going to be a much bigger area to plant beans and hopefully to plant things over the winter. Now, I did notice whilst I was he-wooming this out of the way, this is quite a heavy base, I have to say. That's why you can see me struggling. And basically, I did notice that some of the plastic there was in really great quality, so it would be something that I could use as a cold frame. So I thought that was quite an interesting idea. So I have another part of the greenhouse to use that is fully intact frame but with no glass. Right, so I actually didn't record, so I'm gonna have to tell you. So came here to pick some beans and I was like, right, I'm not leaving here until I pick some beans because I like to have like one thing that I do and then I get to go home. So I was like, right, go over there to the second allotment, which is super messy, clean the patch, take 5 minutes, right, plant some beans. Well, the patch was a lot worse than I remembered, so cleaned it, awesome, and now it's almost in the position to plant some beans. I've got about 3 hours until I've got to get dinner on, so I thought I'd tackle this. God, let's get started. I always set myself a goal, so today I was like, right, I need to get these beans planted. The reason why I need to get the beans planted is because I can't actually sow anything until these beans are planted, right? Makes sense. So I said to myself, right, unless you plant these beans, you're not going to be sowing nothing else, bean wise. Obviously I sowed some the other day. So I said to myself, right, if you want to plant some more beans, because obviously this is the last month that you can sow beans. It's now like the 25th or something, so I haven't got very long left of being able to sow beans. So I was like, right, I want to sow beans. And I said to myself, there's no point of sowing beans if these ones are perfectly good. Look at them, they're very healthy, fantastic root system in there. Got to get them in then, okay, before I even think about growing beans. And I thought to myself, right, I might sow them at home. But the thing is with sowing them at home is that I don't really have the room, because I want to put my cabbages in that at home to safeguard against, you know, birds and stuff like that. So I decided that I had to get them over here, the only space I've kind of got left now. But there's no point of having all of these things growing if I'm not going to plant them out. Right? I should have prepared the bean bed beforehand, but to be honest, I didn't think about it, because back then I was focusing on getting my tomato plants all ready. So I think that the most important thing to do when you're gardening is having one primary focus. I don't know if this is anything, but basically when I started my YouTube, it helped me so much remaining focused, because I am the most distracted person in the world, and I find it super helpful having like a task and a goal. And when I come over here, because I'm going to shoot a video, I have to think to myself, right, what am I going to do? What month is it? What do I have to do? And then when I do my monthly reviews of the garden, I find it really focuses me on the major issue of the month. So for example, I just won't notice the weeds until I have to show you guys around, and then I see all the weeds and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed because I see all of these weeds. So I think to myself, right, when you guys come again, I don't want you to see all these weeds. So then I think, right, my primary focus is to get the weeds out. This month, primary focus is to ensure that I have a harvest in the winter and the spring. Please don't let me wet again. Oh, it didn't that time. But I'm really appreciative of you guys helping me. And honestly, the people that write the comments, they're so helpful. My goodness, I got some people telling me why I had issues with rabbits, why this works like that, and like years of experience, guys. Like years of experience. I've been gardening all by myself for, I think it's my 4th season, which is not very much, but I've got people who are on their like 10th, 20th season, and the stuff that they know is stuff that's taken years to learn, and I'm so appreciative of it. And sometimes the stuff they come out with, I'm blown away by how much they understand and know. You know what I mean? I think it's incredible. And I love the fact that we can all work together, because it's so important that we learn to grow, that we learn that things are sustainable, and we need to be sustainable. I want to be sustainable anyway. Everyone outside of our little community just doesn't understand. When I talk to people at work and I say, yep, I grow my own veg and I grow my own meat, the thing that everyone says to me, I don't know if they say it to you either, they say, but you can get it from Asda, right? You know, all that time you're wasting when you can get it at Asda, right? Well, yeah, of course I can get it at Asda. We're lucky, we can get it from Asda. But I don't want to. I want to be able to be sustainable. I want to be able to say, okay, I can do this all by myself. I don't need anyone else. And I think that's like a really great thing to get into, and a really great thing to like talk about. And I think it's important. I think most people get into the point where they're taking Asda for advantage, and you know, they don't want to waste their weekend doing this, and that's perfectly okay. More power to them. However, it is lovely meeting like-minded people and being able, oh, that's cold, being able to talk about this sort of stuff and swap tips and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to take time to say I'm really grateful, and haven't I done an amazing job? Yay me. I got really wet when I was trying to move the sprinkler. I went again, for goodness sake, doesn't matter where I stand in the world, this sprinkler gets me. Oh, I look like a drowned rat. There we go, it's all done and all netted in, and this will do until I can think of something better to do. I'll probably use some of that plastic tubing and make some tunnels, but this will do for now. Right.